these new SB4s might be better than the Pine Greens. Today we're taking a closer look at the Nike SB Jordan 4 Navies. Yo, this is Adam Fieldjack with another sneaker review. Before we get to the video, please drop a like, it really helps with the channel. Also subscribe for future sneaker content. And now, let's get into the kicks. Released in March 18 for the retail price of $225, we get another installment of the 4SB, this time in the navy colorway. But before we get into these, let's take a quick history lesson.
Okay.
Nike SB and Jordan have collabed many a times and even getting inspiration from one another. It all started back in 2002, the birth of Nike SB. Nike SB's first collab with Supreme featured a Jordan inspiration. The Nike SB Dunk Low White Cement and Black Cement were both inspired by the iconic Jordan 3 Black Cement and White Cement. Years later, even P-Rod had the same inspiration with his versions of the Black Cements and the White Cements. During the Blue Box era, we have a Space Jam inspired dunk, followed by a Concord Low during the Tape Box era. We didn't get an actual Jordan and SB collab until the Teal Box era with the Craig Stessics, these being the first official Jordan and Nike SB collab. Lance Mountain followed with two Jordan 1 collabs. These featured a tearaway effect where when you skate the shoes, they'll tear away into revealing the Jordan 1 Breads and the Jordan 1 Royals, both in a black and white colorway. And who can forget Eric Costin's Jordan 1 Lows, the Navies, and the UNCs. Later, we got the City Pack and the LA to Chicago and the NYC to Paris, both also featuring a tearaway effect. It wasn't until 2023 when we got a different Jordan model, the Jordan 4 Pine Greens. And these shook up the whole sneaker community, making these one of the most prominent shoes of 2023. Lots of people sneaker of the year, by the way. And finally, we get to the latest collaboration with Nike SB and Jordan. So where do we start? Let's start off with the box. These do come in the traditional Jordan 4 box, but this time in a cell colorway. The cell colorway coming from Nike SB's Quick Strike boxes, which featured the more limited releases as opposed to the purple boxes that we get. Those are more general release. Inside the box we get a bunch of paper, but of course we do get that Jordan 4 cement print paper. Finally, going into the shoes, we do have that premium white leather featured on the majority of the shoe and on the tongue. On the toe box of the shoe, we do have a rough gray or off-white suede material, kind of like sandpaper material. My guess is for more grip and control on the skateboard, for better flick.
Nice.
In order to let your feet breathe, they did go with a mesh material on the netting and the tongue. But let's talk about what really makes these pop, and it's the navy hits. We have them on the eyelets, the midsole, the back of the tongue, and the back tab of the shoe. And speaking of the back tab of the shoe, where we typically get a Jumpman or a Nike Air logo, we get the Nike SB logo. And also the back tab features a more flexible rubbery material as opposed to the plastic that we normally get on regular Jordan 4s. On the midsole, not only do we have navy, we also have white featuring a red bubble, which is a nice touch. Going with the white theme, the outsoles feature white gum bottoms on the front and back of the shoe with a vibrant red Nike logo. The subtle red accents really put the shoe together, in my opinion, with the red Nike in the bottom, red bubble, and of course that red Jumpman. And speaking of red accents, the insoles feature an all red insole with the Nike SB Air branding at the bottom. The insoles are much thinner and provide less padding than your traditional Nike SB insoles that are thicker with the Zoom Air technology and the padding on the toe. The SB Jordan 4s come with the traditional Dream Cell insole technology. I don't think these need the Zoom Air technology, considering that it already has a big bubble on the midsole. Now let's talk about what makes these more different than your traditional Jordan 4s. Let us not forget these are Nike SB, and they're Nike SB for a reason, meaning these have features that better suit skateboarding. For example, the outsole is completely different to traditional Jordan 4s. They're apparently more flexible and have better impact when you're landing. The sock liner and tongue are actually more thicker for better ankle support when you're controlling the board. And the overall shape of the toe is completely structured to fit skateboarding. It's more wide and higher than actual Jordan 4s. Which brings us to sizing. Even with the extra padding, I still went to my true size 10 on these Jordan 4s. I typically wear 10.5s on Nike SB for the extra padding, but I still find like there's enough room on the toe area. Even with the differences and the extra padding, I still find these true to size and actually more comfortable than your average Jordan 4. But if you want a little extra room or don't want to wait to break them in, you could definitely go a half size up. Resale market is looking about what you'd expect.
Yo, this is post-recording video editing Ant here. Pausing the video here for two reasons. Reason number one is for explaining the audio issue. Typically our audio sounds like this, very clear. We had technical difficulties, had to scrap it, so I'll be definitely watching that out in the future. However, reason number two, and more importantly, the Nike SB Jordan 4 Navy is actually dropped on March 18th, but you can get a second chance on a nationwide release via Sneakers app. There's no official date yet, but sneaker news publications are assuming they'd be dropping around mid-April. So keep an eye out, look for notifications, pins so you could secure your dub. And now back to the video.
These are performing just the same as the Pine Green 4s. Prices anywhere between $380 to $500. Me personally, I don't think that resale price is justified. If you want something similar for a lower price, you could definitely go with the military blue 4s. They have similar blue and overall have the same shape. My overall opinion on the shoe, I think it's a great colorway. I really like the blue and the white contrast. The white contrast is completely different to the Pine Greens. On the Pine Green 4s, you can see that there's like almost like a cell colorway to complement that green. In comparison with this white, I feel like this was more cool to properly contrast the blue. Overall, I think the shoes are amazing in comfort and style. Definitely was disappointing on the color choice that they made. Not because of what it looks. I think the white, the gun bottom blue looks amazing. I'm more disappointed that these piggyback off the Pine Greens rather than being its own shoe. Nike as being Jordan could have come up with a completely different colorway. These are just like the Pine Greens, but just blue, in my opinion. But with that being said, I think comfort-wise, these are amazing. They look amazing and are contenders for sneaker of the year. In my personal scale, I give these a solid 9 out of 10. And yeah, enough of me talking. Let's see these things on feet. This has been another sneaker review with Ed of Heel Drag. Let us know if this is a cop or a drop. Definitely a cop for me. Make sure to give us a like on the video. It really helps us out. And also subscribe for future sneaker content. And as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys on the next one.